Good afternoon, Standard 8 students. Today I shall be teaching you from your English Literature textbook, Chapter 3, Thank You, Jeeves. Okay. Now we use the word thank you when we are pleased with somebody who does something for us or gives us something, then to show our appreciation, we say thank you. Okay. Now we'll come to know in the story in which form this thank you has been used. Now Jeeves is the servant of Bertram Wooster. Now who is this Bertram Wooster? Now Bertram Wooster is the narrator of the story. He is telling Mr. Jeeves, his servant, and the story of an incident that is likely to take place now. And he is talking about somebody who has come to ruin his engagement. Okay. Now, Mr. Jeeves, when I refer to Mr. Jeeves, means we are talking about the servant of Bertram Wooster. Okay. Now, servants in these people's houses, they are called butlers. Okay. And they are not illiterate people. They are also very qualified. Now, to get a job in a rich man's house, you have to be a qualified person. You must know everything about household things. And you will see them well dressed. They are very clean and clean, okay, smartly dressed. And you will find that they wear a waistcoat, a bow, and gloves so that they don't dirty or they don't, even if they give you a glass of water, it comes to you in style. So, now this is the way how these high-fi or high-status people live. Okay. So, Mr. Jeeves is a servant to Bertram Wooster, who is the narrator of the story. But the author of the story is Pelham Grenville Woodhouse. In short form, we say P.G. Woodhouse. He is the author and the writer of the story. But in the story, we have a narrator, and he is Bertram Wooster. Okay. So now let us begin with some parts of the story. In New York, I have always found one gets off the mark quickly in matters of the heart. Now, in New York City, in America, what happens when people fall in love and they have a breakup? It doesn't matter much. They fall in love with one, they break off with that person, and then they go and they catch another person. It is quite common in the Western countries. Okay. They're not narrow minded. Now if a girl falls in love with a boy and she breaks up with him and then she catches another boy, then she will be considered a bad girl, a bad character. So in the Western country it is totally different. Now when you are learning English literature, you must have the outlook of an English person. You must know something about Western culture. That is why I am explaining. Mr. Jeeves is a servant to Bertram Wooster, the narrator of the story, and he is a qualified servant. And they call them butlers. Okay. The females who work in the house, they are called governess. So, in very rich elite, high class, high status people, the aristocratic people, they all have these type of servants working in their house. And see the way the words are used. A butler, a governess. Meet my governess. We thinking about governor and all that. A normal maid servant. Okay. So now regarding falling in love, getting married, the breaking of marriages or breaking of engagements and all, it's quite common. People don't lament when there is a breakup. In India, it is very sad. When there is a breakup, people look towards the railway tracks, jump into wells, hang themselves on the fan, get themselves cut by the train, jump from 4 5 story building right down. Madness, stupid. So that is why we must learn from these certain factors of these Western culture is very practical. Don't mess or don't ruin or spoil your life. So here the story is 2 weeks later I proposed to Pauline. So Bertram Wooster had is telling his servant Mr. G what happened 2 weeks later. What means he had proposed to a girl by the name of Pauline. She accepted me. She accepted the proposal. Okay. So far, so good. Now, so far, so good means everything is going off very, very fine. But mark the sequel. So now how things went wrong. Says pay attention to that. How when you run out of luck, when you when your day goes bad. Okay. When it's a bad day for you or when you run out of luck, see what happens. From where to where the problem will arise. Scarcely 48 hours, 2 days. After that, a monkey wrench was bunged into the machinery and the whole thing was off. Now, hear the English. Okay. He says, after 40 hours, a monkey wrench. Somebody had come and disrupted, became an obstacle, and ruined my proposal or my engagement. So the person, like, he didn't use any abusive of language. The person who ruins your program, or ruins your married life, or ruins your engagement, or ruins something precious of yours. So how would we react? We would get very annoyed, angry. We would want to bash that person up. Okay. But being an educated person, you could use some other words. So he says the monkey wrench was bunged into the missionary. So this person came and disrupted. The missionary is referring to the engagement of Mr. Bertram Wooster to Polly. Somebody came and disrupted or disturbed. The hand that flung that monkey wrench, or the person who is involved in ruining my engagement, was the hand of Sir Roderick Glossop. So now we are introduced to another character. So Bertram Wooster was telling Mr. G about how his proposal to Pauline had been ruined by Sir Roderick Glossop. Now, who is this Sir Roderick Glossop? Okay. A bald, domed, bushy-browed blighter. The blighter is, we call a person, okay, an annoying man, an annoying person. So he had no hair on his head. His head was the shape of a dome, which you see on a temple or in a mosque. Okay, the round part. And he was an annoying person who ruined this his engagement. Okay. Ostensibly a nerve specialist. By profession, he was a neurologist, a nerve specialist. Anybody having any nerve ailment or disorder, he is the person whom you have to consult. Okay. But in reality, as everybody knows nothing more or less than a high priced loony doctor. Now, when you are annoyed with somebody, you would like to make fun of him, criticize. Okay. Now, Sir Roderick Glossop is a neurologist, a doctor who deals with the nervous system. Okay. Anyone having a nervous breakdown or those who are mentally disturbed, they have to meet a neurologist. Now, as everybody has now referred to him as a loony doctor, like how we sometimes call these local doctors chola chap, means not very good in their profession. Somehow they may have bought the certificates. And because he was annoyed with Sir Roderick Glossop, so he says everybody calls him a loony doctor, means a lunatic, a foolish, stupid doctor. And such doctors, we term them as Dr. Quack. Okay. He has been cropping up in my path for years. Now, this Sir Roderick Glossop has been disturbing me, interfering in my life for several years. So, in the next class, I shall explain why Sir Roderick Glossop would interfere in Bertram Wooster's personal life. Okay, thank you. And I shall be sending you the word meanings. Please write and learn them. Okay, thank you.